energetic energy with us named Namita Rasam, aka Plant Lady Forever. So, first, I want to tell you something about Namita. So, amidst the hustle and the bustle of city life, Namita found solace and purpose in her childhood love for plants. One day, while returning from office, she stumbled upon a young plant seller. Intrigued, she purchased a flowering plant that blossomed within a week, filling her with immense joy. Since then, Namita has been dedicated to bringing the beauty of plants into her home, creating a green sanctuary that continues to grow. So, welcome, Namita. I'm really happy and excited to have such a great energy on this workshop. So, as we were talking earlier, you said that growing plants was something really helpful for you, or maybe it struck you in the childhood through your grandmother. So, I want you to tell us about how you found the motivation, how you have so much commitment towards your garden or your love or your cozy corner.
So, hi everyone. As he introduced me, that I'm Namita and I love gardening. So, if you follow my page, Plant Lady Forever, you will be seeing uh, multiple experiments which I do with my gardening. So, today I have brought a topic where you can grow your own microgreens at home. This is very simple. Anyone can do it. Even a child which is at home, they can do it. Even if you want to start gardening, then you can start with this growing microgreens. As I talk about microgreen, so this microgreen, I would like to explain that what are microgreens. So microgreens are the small which grow around 2 to 3 inches tall, which are fully packed with the nutrients that you can use in your food, or you can teach your kids that importance about plants or importance about gardening. Um, that's about gardening, or this is about the microgreens, which I am going to show that how you can grow at your home. And if I talk about how I got my passion about gardening, and still I have passion about gardening, it is from my grandmother, from my childhood, as my grandmother still grows vegetables from on the farm, and the same vegetables are what we use in our home, and we cook on cook daily this vegetables. Even we have huge farm where we grow palak, that is spinach, radish, then sugar cane, corn. Even according to multiple different seasons, we try growing different plants. And this is what inspired me about gardening. Even if I have a small apartment, we always wonder that where I will grow this vegetables, or where I will grow um, plants, beautiful like roses, like sunflower. So I started this with the microgreens, which also gave me happiness because these are the microgreens which I can use in my food. So yeah, so we can get started. Is it
Yeah.
okay that if I start
Before
showing growing microgreens?
before we get started, Namita, I just
Yeah,
want everyone to acknowledge that how such a childhood cute memory can turn into something you can love for your life. And
yeah,
today, that's a really good thing to talk about and to be open about, because that's somewhere we all aspire, from where our aspirations come, the childhood, how you
yeah,
want to be in life. So that's a
yes,
really good take on gardening. And as you said that it teaches gardening teaches children's responsibility. I
yes,
would
right.
like to mention here that Namita conduct classes as well
Yes,
on
right.
the weekends for
Hmm.
children, so
Hmm.
that they can learn about gardening and how to trust a process, how to learn in a very young age, how to learn the value of responsibility. And so this is a really good take on how gardening can change lives.
Yeah.
So that's something amazing and admire about Namita. And with
Hmm.
this admiration, I would like to hand over the stage to Namita and take us to a very wonderful journey of microgreens.
Okay. So, as I told earlier, that microgreens are the small, or they would be growing only this inch tall, which you can harvest it and you can use in your food. So, I will be showing you of growing microgreens, which is very basic, and we can find this microgreen at each and every house. So here I have mustard seeds, which we called as mori in Marathi. Okay, can you see this? 1 minute. Just let me know if you can see. Is it visible?
No, Namita, it's not visible.
It's not visible. Okay, because I don't know how I
You can
will
pick up
be.
a seed and just show it. Pick up two or three seeds and show it. A little real up close.
Because this is very tiny, so I don't think you can
Yeah.
able to see.
Oh, it's that tiny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is known as mustard mori.
Mm.
Don't know. Yeah, wait a minute.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. So you can grow this, you can start growing this in a small container. If you don't have drainage hole, then it's fine. If you have takeaway boxes, if you have any small this type of stainless vati, or you can say a vessel, or I'm going to grow in this pot. And if you want, you can grow in plastic box, or even on the this uh, what you can say, even if on this box also you can grow, because they don't need more soil. They just need sunlight and water. So this is the basic requirement of any plant. If you have any plant at home, make sure that you have sunlight, enough sunlight, so that they can get good amount of they can create good amount of photosynthesis, so that they can grow healthy. And even you water enough. If you water too much, it would be swaggy, it would be like soggy, and it would not grow properly. So even the right amount of water is important, right amount of sun is important, and even it should not be much airy, because if it is too much airy, or if there is too much wind, the plant would not be stable. So you have to make sure while growing any plant, even if it is microgreen, or even if you are growing a big huge plant, or even if you're growing any money plant or anything, make sure that you have a good sunlight. The sunlight which you can see over here in this background, this type of sunlight should be available at your home, or even at your balcony window, or wherever you are going to place your plant. And right amount of water is important. Okay, so I will show you how you can grow microgreen. So I am going to grow on this pot. Here I have a mixture of cocoa peat, which is 40%. Then I have a gardening soil, and I have small white granula, and that's it. This is what I have made a soil mix of for growing microgreens. And this is dry soil, not much wet, as you can see. So it is dry. Once I will show you this. So once this done, I will make holes.
You can see it. Okay.
Hello? Yeah?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Continue,
Yeah, it's
please.
okay. Yeah. You can dig a inch hole where now I will be placing some of the mustard. You can put randomly also. It's not needed that you dig a hole. Once this is done, you have to lightly cover the seeds. Just make sure that no seeds is visible, and don't press the seed too deep, because they need to come out to sprout. Just make sure you just cover up the soil. Once this is done, you have to just pour some water. Not too much water is needed. little bit of water, and that's it. This is how you can grow microgreens. Just make sure that you don't press the seed too much in the soil, as they need some space to grow up and sprout. Okay, this is the one method where you can grow microgreens in soil. Now I will show you the one more method that is without soil. So this is you can grow this on tissue paper also. Okay, so this is something interesting which kids love mostly. So here with the tissue paper I will show you. And I have taken one this tray plate where I will just show you. This is just one layer of tissue paper where we have to just simply damp the tissue paper. Just make sure that the tissue paper is wet. Just make sure that your tissue paper is wet enough. Okay. Once the tissue paper is wet, you have to sprinkle some mustard seeds. Once the mustard seeds, you have spread the seeds, you have to cover the tissue paper again. And the same way, you have to just tap the tissue paper. So this is what you will be seeing, the tissue paper which is wet. So for tissue paper method, what you have to do is once they are dry again in the evening, you have to sprinkle some water so that they get enough moisture. So first, as I told you that any plant need moisture or any plant needs water. This is what we are creating over here. We have given the microgreen, that is this mustard green microgreen, a moist environment where a plant can be able, where the plant will be able to moisture itself and the seeds would be able to sprout. So this is what it looks like. Once this grows, it is not wet enough, so I'm just don't pour too much water. Just make sure that they are moist. It should not be dried out completely. Then the plant will not grow. And the most important thing is that you have to keep it in the sunlight so that they would be sprouting and then turning towards sun for the food. So this is,
That's a really creative way to grow it because the kids want it a little
yeah,
easy so that they
yeah,
can get in home. They don't want to get their hands messy.
yeah, right.
Yeah, that's a creative one.
Yeah.
We have two questions
Yes,
from Jazz S. So his
yes.
first question is, can
Hmm.
microgreens be grown in summer in balcony under direct sunlight?
Yes, you can grow microgreens in direct sunlight, but for that you have to first uh, give it this propagation, that is where you have to make them sprout. Firstly, you have to keep it in the dark, that is with the medium rare sunlight. Once you see the sprouting, you can keep it in your balcony or in your window in summer. You can grow microgreens there.
And his second question is,
Yeah.
does the plastic pot that you used
Hmm.
have drainage holes? Because you have put a little amount of water in it.
No, it does not has drainage hole. It is not.
Okay.
It is just marked, but it is not hold.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it is just marked,
So
but it is not a hold.
as you pour the water, doesn't
Hmm.
it? It does have to go somewhere, right? So
Yeah,
does the soil soak it all and it goes to the plant, or you
yes,
have
it
to drain?
goes to the plant. I have just sprinkled some water so that it is moist enough, the soil is moist enough so that the seeds would get moist and they would be able to sprout.
Okay.
So yeah, this is only for microgreens. And if you are growing any flower plant or if you are growing any vegetable plant, then it's necessary that it should have drainage hole. But for microgreens, as they need moisture and good sunlight, because these are the two most important parts for growing microgreens. For any other plant, you need drainage hole, you need a good quality of soil, and even the sunlight and the uh, water is the most important part for growing plants.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Keep guys, keep your question coming. We'll ask Namita and she'll give us good advice, a great and valuable advice on it. So keep asking your questions. Yeah, Namita, you can continue.
Yes, so this is what I showed you about mustard seeds. Now you can also grow methi seeds at your home. For that, I will just tell you the process that how you can grow methi seeds at home. This is the whole process is similar, but the only thing is that you have to soak the seeds overnight so that they are I don't know what happens, but mostly seeds for fenugreek seeds or methi seeds you have to soak a night before and then you have to sprinkle it in the soil and the whole process is same. But when you grow this mustard seeds, if you wait long enough, one more point that I would like to add, that if you wait long enough, if you don't harvest it within like 2 to 3 days, then they will also bloom and it would be a small yellow color cute flower which most of the kids like. Yeah, as a I know most of the kids like. So if you wait longer enough for growing this mustard seeds, or else you can just harvest them in 3 days because microgreens are very easy to grow as well as they are very quick to that they are easy to harvest also. If you grow them like they are ready to harvest for three within 3 days and you can use them in your daily food. That is, if you are eating dal, if you are eating toast or avocado toast, or if you are eating burger, then you can use this on the toppings. Just you have to sprinkle it, and it gives a delicious or nutritious taste also. And this has more nutrients also rather than only using this mustard in your food. This is only about the mustard microgreen. Sorry, yeah, mustard microgreen, which I am talking about. If you are growing, there are more than 70 types of varieties of microgreens seeds which are available online. If you wish, you can just browse about it. And even on this affordable link, also, I can see that there are microgreen seeds which you can try and grow at your home. If I talk about different seeds, then these are radish seeds are there, beetroot are there, cabbage, broccoli seeds. These are all small seeds. If your kids are not eating, or if you wish to introduce them to this types of this vegetable, or if you want to give more nutrients or even if you want to maintain a good health, you can start eating or you can start using microgreens in your food and you can see the difference also. You will be able to taste a different texture, then you will be getting different flavor. And this is what you will be loving about gardening because this is what you have worked for it and this is what you have harvested and you have invested your time and then you are using in your food. This is that would be more like more satisfying for eating also.
Ma'am, sorry to interrupt you,
Yeah.
but I have a question that what are the benefits of health benefits, if you know some, of
Hmm.
microgreens? Other than that satisfaction, that
Hmm.
uh, that testing the process satisfaction, are there any health benefits?
Yeah, it is. I don't have a proper health benefit importance about it, but I know that this is what is it creates a healthy. It is healthy for your body. I know that it is just healthy for your body. You can use in your soup, And if you view any diet, because most of the people nowadays are on diet or diet chart or fitness freak. So if you notice, then they use microgreens. Most of them use microgreens in their food. Even the celebrities, they use microgreens in their food. So because they have more nutrients that the rather than the finished or complete vegetable. If you see cucumber or if you see broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, beetroot, they have more nutrients. Complete fruit does not have more nutrients, but the microgreens has more nutrients in it. This is what I have learned. So
Okay, ma'am, got it.
yeah.
Yeah. Because as you said that it's a healthy
Yeah,
alternative
it's
of
a healthy, I don't know, it improves your digestion maybe because I don't have any certificate or anything, so I can't say
yeah, I
what
know
are
that
the, yeah, so most,
that
it is also said that it does not, it is also said that it helps to recover digestion, or if you have digestion issue, then it helps to get digest easily. This is what I know, I have heard or I have seen.
okay, thank you, ma'am, thank you for clearing my doubt. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Okay. So, yeah, that's this about this about microgreens. So you can check different types of microgreens, and this is one way of growing microgreens. Or the second way, which I showed you, was on tissue paper. The third way, which I would suggest, is you can grow only on coco peat also. If you have a coco peat block, coco peat is basically made out of coconut husk, which gives more nutrients to the plants. It also acts as a soil. So if you want to grow microgreens, you can also grow in a seedling tray. If gardening, if they know gardening, they can use a seedling tray and they can put coco peat in it. And the same way, you can sprinkle some of the seeds on the tray, and it will be ready to harvest within 3 days. While harvesting, this plant is microgreens are which you cannot regrow, because as I told you that this microgreens contains more nutrients, so you cannot regrow this plant. You have to just grow once. So for once you have grown this microgreens, then you can harvest it. You have to just eat the top of the microgreens. You can't eat the bottom because it is in the soil, obviously, and the roots does not have any nutrients. The most nutritious part is on the top of the plant. So you have to just hold the bunch where you have grown, and you have to put your scissor and you have to cut it, and then you can use in your daily life. So this was about microgreen,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
yeah,
So, ma'am, we have one more question from Jazz S.
yeah.
Uh, they are asking, no fertilizer is required, right?
No fertilizer is required.
Oh,
Only good amount of soil is if you are growing in the soil, then soil. If you are growing on tissue paper only on coco peat, just make sure that there is good sunlight, not direct much sunlight. Medium, this you can, as you can see here, this is a right good amount of sunlight where any plant can grow, and right amount of water. If you water too much, then it would become soggy, and your roots of the soil would would drink up, like it would get more water, and the plant would be not growing well. So just to make sure that you are watering your plant properly. If you have any plant at your home, just make a routine where you have to water them 2 times in a day. If it is winter season, then you have to just water them 1 time, as the soil can hold the moisture in winter. But if you are watering in them summer, then just make sure that you water 2 times at least, so that the soil is not dried up completely. And if you want to grow, if you are a person who loves traveling and who are not at home mostly, then you can also grow plants which are home plants or house plants that we say. There are only 5 plants which are counted in house plant. There are many. Like if there is very less sunlight, Then you can use ZZ plant where you don't need to water them daily. They You should water them only after 15 days so that they grow very well as the roots have the capacity to hold the water for at least 15 days. Like camels do have water capacity of holding water. Same way this snake plant and ZZ plant have the power to hold the water. So this is also an interesting fact which I learned in the gardening journey. So there are these two plants where you have to only water them in 15 days.
Okay, ma'am. I hope that answers many other questions and Jazz's questions as well. Ma'am, I wanted to ask you that what is your favorite plant, firstly, and secondly, uh, how, as you said, you have to make a routine. So, how
Yeah,
can you motivate yourself to commit yourself into a gardening? As we all are into a city run and city
yeah.
walk, and we always are on the run, sometimes
Mm-hmm.
unexpectedly. So, how do you manage to balance out your passion and your responsibilities?
Yeah, so my one of the favorite plant which I told you was ZZ plant, as I don't need to water much even if I forget. Then second of all about routine, then it becomes a habit because eventually as I love plants, I make a routine that you have to water them 2 times because it should not die. As my story was when I saw a small kid selling this flowering plant where I came home, then I cared for it and it bloomed. So this also inspired me of starting my gardening journey. The same way it motivates me that I should flower my plant or I should water my plants or I should make a routine where I have to water them daily. So that if I water them, then only I will be getting the results. So this is what I made a habit.
Oh, so that's nice. Like it eventually becomes a habit because that
Yeah, it
love of
eventually
plant,
becomes.
yeah, the love
Yeah.
of plant or the love of gardening overpowers you. That's
Hmm.
a really great
Yeah.
take on this
Yes.
community. Because
Even if hmm.
yeah, yeah, sorry, please, sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, you can grow even tomato or you can grow chilies at your home or there are many options which are available at our home itself. We don't need to go out and buy a plant and then bring home. If we start from our home, like from taking mustard seed, taking methi seeds, taking chili, that is the red chili seeds, or tomato seeds or brinjal seeds, cucumber seeds. We can dry the seeds and we can use in any pots. If you don't want to invest in plastic pots or any plastic pots, you can use the vessels or any bucket which is available, which is already. You can recycle them and then you can use for growing plants also.
Okay, so do you grow vegetables at your home?
Yeah, I have grown tomatoes, I have grown chilies, I have grown brinjal. Then I have started growing spring onion also. And even I tried potato, but I did not succeed. So even I
Is it
have grown, yeah, small garlic.
okay? So is it
Yeah.
difficult to grow potato at at a flat or a house?
Yeah, it needs a space. So that's the reason I was not able to grow properly because
Okay,
it needs huge container so that the potato can spread their roots and then they can get potato at each root. As it
okay.
needs ground for growing good amount of potato.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. That's
Even
true.
for spring onion, I started where the onion was for long time at my home and it sprouted.
Hmm.
There are some of the onions which sprout, which shows green sprout. So it sprouted. So I just buried it. I was not aware that I have to grow. Like I had not planned that I have to grow spring onion, but I just buried and kept it in my pot. And then I saw that it started growing spring onions. So it
Yeah.
was also a learning experience for me.
I
Then
mean,
I came to
everything
know,
like
okay, this is
everything happens for a reason.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Even
So
for garlic also it started the same way. And chilies are, yeah, that's what we grow also. So chilies are dried chilies. You have to dry up the chilies and then you have to use their seeds and then it starts growing. And then,
oh, that's
yeah.
nice. I mean, so you have as a Mumbaiker, I would definitely ask you. So you eat your own green chili with vada pav.
Yeah, I've tried that.
That's great. So there is always an incentive. There is always an
Yeah,
incentive.
right. Yeah.
Your
So
mom and family.
during lockdown it was lockdown it was a bonus because most of the time I used to harvest the food from my gardening itself. Like spring onions
Oh,
or not this vegetables like huge vegetables but sometimes a spring onion. Even I had tried growing broccoli. Then this what you can say is chilies are the best because I have grown them and I have found it multiple growing chilies. Even
oh,
palak,
that,
yeah, palak
yeah,
reddish spinach, spinach palak.
that's great.
Then
I mean,
this yeah.
you have experimented with a lot of variety, a lot of
Yes,
variety.
yes, right.
That's great. That's great. I mean,
Mm.
your family would be really proud of you and happy with you that बाहर से सब्जी लेने
Yes.
जाना ही नहीं पड़ रहा है.
Yes. We don't mostly buy leafy vegetables bahar se. We mostly grow at home only. Even we tried growing coriander.
Oh,
Yeah. Coriander.
did,
You can grow coriander at your home also. You have this
oh, that's
coriander
nice.
seeds, you have to
Mhm.
just rub them, press them nicely, and you have to put it in your pot. Just to make sure that they are split it in two parts so that
Okay.
the seeds are fallen and then you can grow.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
And
So
do they
mm.
need a fertilizer or just
No,
the
they
mix?
don't need any fertilizer. You
Okay,
can
okay,
grow in your gardening soil just to make sure that it has good amount of sunlight.
okay, okay, got it. So,
Sunlight
Namita,
is the
that
more
being,
important. Yeah.
okay, okay. Yeah, please continue. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, this was what I was saying.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry I have to end this, but
Yeah.
we can have these more conversations and more insightful things maybe in other time or in a certain
Yeah,
time,
right.
because
Mhm.
I think your valuable words should be contained for a while. so
Yeah.
so yeah, thank you, Namita, for such a
Yeah. Thank you
wonderful
so
workshop,
much.
and I learned a lot from you. I learned not just about microgreens, but how gardening is important for you, for your family, for someone to teach what is responsibility. And
Yeah, right.
so through you, I got to know that gardening is just not sowing or
Mm.
gardening or
Mm.
sowing seeds. Basically,
Yeah.
it's more about taking responsibility of something living,
Mm.
something you
Mm.
can actually nurture. So
Yeah, right.
thank you, Namita. Thank you for joining us,
Thank
and
you.
thank you all everyone for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you so much for
Yeah,
having me. Thank you.
yeah. So we'll meet you next time. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.